Hare Krishna, everybody. You know, this time of year, the greater society, they look to take shelter from the slings and arrows of the material world in the festive season known as Christmas. But of course, we know, because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we know that that's not achievable. Unfortunately, those slings and arrows, they come regardless of what the season is. And from that point of view, we can have great empathy for their desire to be freed from those challenges that material life brings. And of course, the great gift that we can give them is one of Srila Prabhupada's books. So Srila Prabhupada was, for all intents and purposes, he was on a marathon long before he actually came to the West. In the 1940s, he was writing articles for BTG, for his BTG, then having that BTG printed, and then even distributing them himself on the streets of Delhi. So how glorious, that we have such a wonderful person to focus on, and a person that we're following in his footsteps in the sense of going on a marathon. And then in the 1960s, I think the early 1960s, one of his acquaintances, his friend said to him that, you should write books, Swamiji, as opposed to magazines, because people have a tendency, they'll throw magazines away, whereas they're much more inclined to keep books. So Srila Prabhupada really, that resonated with him, and he took it to heart, not least because it also coincided with the instruction that he had received from his own spiritual master that he should print books. So then he started his translation of the Bhagavatam. And again, it was a similar thing. He was giving his translations and giving his commentaries on the Bhagavatam. And like the BTG, he would write them. Then he would go to the printers and have them printed, etc. And then, of course, he would seek to distribute them. And they were the ones real thing of substance that he brought with him to the West when he came in 1965. And all of this, he didn't have any Lakshmi. He was relying on donors. Essentially, he was relying on Krishna. Now, we certainly have it a little bit easier in that sense that we go into the book room, wherever that might be. Maybe it's in our own house, maybe it's in a temple, maybe it's somewhere else, but we go into a book room, we take some books, we put them in our book bag, and off we go. So yes, book distribution is still challenging, no doubt about it. But we can reflect and think of the challenges that Srila Prabhupada faced. In a class that Srila Prabhupada gave in LA, I think in the summer of 1970, he said that you may all go away, all you GBCs, all you temple presidents, all you pujaris, etc., Sankirtan leaders even, you may all go away, but the books will remain. And because those books remain, someone will at some point take one of those books, read it carefully, and they will start the Sankirtan movement all over again. Someone somewhere, Prabhupada said, will read these books, and from that, they will know how to restart the Hare Krishna movement. Also, so again, reflecting on the importance of books. Also, Srila Prabhupada, one time, when he was touring the press in Los Angeles, after the press, the printing press, for his books had been moved from New York City. And he said that this printing press is the heart of our movement. And one devotee, I think his name was Damodar Prabhu, one devotee he countered and said, but Srila Prabhupada, you are the heart of our movement. To which Prabhupada immediately responded, then the press is the heart of my hearts. Srila Prabhupada also said that ISKCON is my body, and the BBT, which essentially means his books, ISKCON is my body and my books is my heart. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that whatever a great man does, others will follow, a common man will follow. And whatever standards that great personality sets by his own exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So, Srila Prabhupada, like a marathon runner, he set the pace. And as I say, he was on a constant marathon. He knew that, particularly when he came to the West, that time wasn't on his side at the age of 70. He had a limited period of time left. So he was on a marathon to really get this movement on a firm footing, which of course he achieved. He achieved in spades, as we say. So like a marathon runner, Srila Prabhupada set the pace. We're just going out for a month or so. Prabhupada is the pace setter. As on marathons, you run behind the pace setter, and that makes it even easier again because you're shielded from the oncoming wind and whatever pushback that you might receive. So Srila Prabhupada, he set the pace. We're going out for a month or so. So let's do our very, very best during this month of December to please Srila Prabhupada and truly make this month the most wonderful time of the year, not just for us in the Sankirtan movement, but for all of those personalities who are seeking shelter. Right now, the shelter that they're seeking, or the places that they're seeking their shelter, will let them down. It will be a fallible soldier. But if they get one of Srila Prabhupada's books in their hands, then they have something that will truly give them shelter eternally. Have a wonderful marathon, everybody. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada